morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Thursday, December 10th, 2015. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. The big Boston-based insurance company Liberty Mutual reported improved underwriting results for the third quarter, but they were offset by charges relating to its Venezuelan subsidiary, as well as decreases in energy investments that sent it to a $427 million net loss for the quarter. They took a $700 million non-recurring loss in the deconsolidation of its Venezuelan subsidiary, which it agreed to sell at the end of the quarter. There were also $167 million of net realized losses on investments compared to just $27 million in losses in the prior quarter. Net operating profits were down 17% to about $485 million for the quarter. A couple of interest rates notes. The Bank of England decided this morning that low oil prices and subdued wage growth were too much of a problem to do anything with the interest rates, and they're keeping them at their current 0.5%. This is the benchmark Bank of England rate. In the minutes of its December meeting that were released today, the Monetary Committee weighed robust growth in spending against weak overseas demand, and it expressed concern over the feeble impetus for prices. The Bank of England is in a little bit of a pickle right now because it's caught between a European central bank that's continuing to add stimulus by cutting interest rates and the U.S. Federal Reserve that's probably about a week away from increasing interest rates. One country that is not in a little bit of a pickle are the Swiss. And this morning they left interest rates at a record low and pledged again to intervene if necessary to put more pressure on against the significantly overvalued Swiss franc. The Swiss have their deposit rate at minus 0.75%. So you actually lose money by putting it in a Swiss bank on a deposit. But of course, the fluctuation of the value of the Swiss currency means you're probably going to make money on it. The Credit Suisse responded by saying that the Swiss National Bank is being too optimistic on the outlook, and in fact should have cut the rates even further to weaken the franc. They said that it's going to be very difficult to achieve the forecast growth for 2016 in the absence of any substantial depreciation. The Swiss franc is so overvalued right now that the Swiss believe nobody is buying Swiss-made products because the value of the currency is overpricing them. On the eve of the vote, which is going to occur on the 11th of December, for the Willis takeover Towers Watson, Willis confirmed both its terms of the proposed takeover deal and called upon shareholders of both firms yesterday to vote for the deal. Willis said that the proposed $18 billion deal, as agreed to by both boards, was the best and final offer that Willis is ready to make. Proxy firms, Institutional Shareholder Services, and Glass Lewis have called for Towers Watson shareholders to vote against the proposed takeover. If we had to bet on this, it's going to be very difficult for shareholders to vote against the proxy firm recommendation, and it would seem that the deal would not go through. Here's an interesting story. Volkswagen investigators have now determined that its engineers cheated U.S. emissions tests in part because they couldn't figure out how to meet the standards. Volkswagen chairman Hans-Dieter Porsche told reporters that engineers erred by developing manipulative software to fool regulators because they, quote, quite simply could not find a way to meet the tougher limits for nitrogen oxide pollutants in the U.S. He said, "We're not talking about a one-off mistake, but a whole chain of mistakes." He said the engineers should have persevered until they found a solution. The company has suspended 9 managers who were possibly involved in the manipulations, and he pledged to assign emissions certification to independent auditors in the future. The episode is expected to cost Volkswagen tens of billions of dollars. Fiat Chrysler has agreed to pay $70 million in fines to resolve a U.S. investigation that it failed to disclose vehicle crash, death, and injury reports. The settlement is expected to be announced later today by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Back in September, Fiat Chrysler said that it had failed to disclose an unspecified number of reports that are required to be submitted to regulators. Back in July, Fiat Chrysler reached a separate $105 million settlement with the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration over its handling of nearly 24 recalls covering 11 million cars. Major auto companies are required to electronically submit massive amounts of data involving vehicle crashes, deaths, lawsuits, warranty claims, and other information. Fiat told the government that it had problems with software for extracting information from its company database to submit to NHTSA, and it was not intentional. Well, if you fly United, this will be good news. Months after a new CEO, Oscar Munoz, who's on medical leave now because of a heart attack, pledged to hear customer feedback. Apparently, the main thing he heard was that the economy class customers want snacks. So, United is introducing something called Stroop waffles starting this February. United calls them a little bit of caramel heaven between crisp wafers. They're a breakfast snack. They're going to be served before 9:45 a.m. departing flights. The company suggests warming the pastry on top of your coffee cup for 2 minutes. Later on later flights, passengers will be able to choose between an Asian-style snack mix with rice crackers, sesame sticks, and wasabi peas. It will be served at thousands of daily flights in North America and Latin America. According to the company, this result stems from a listening campaign from its customers, all of whom, it seemed, were looking for snacks, or unconcerned with on-time performance. Well, if they have flown Southwest lately, they know that Southwest continues to serve snacks on every flight, and they're on time. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll go back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.